Now, Ten Hag looks like he's spoiled of choice between Cody Gakpo and Goncalo Ramos, one of the players that really went ahead to score a hat-trick against Switzerland in the round of 16 of the World Cup, has been linked to Manchester United again. Remember, in the summer, he was again linked to Manchester United, but obviously United went in for other players and then went in for him, but obviously he is back up to the ladder of United with Cody Gakpo in there for you, and Ten Hag has gone ahead to come out and really reveal what he thinks about Cody Gakpo and what is limiting him to say anything about him, because he's a player that does not belong to Manchester United. Marcus Rashford obviously coming out and really putting out a message with Harry Maguire after England was knocked out of the World Cup as they prepare to return to Manchester United. That is one of the main stories that is headlining my discussion today onto the United Matters channel, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka linked to West Ham, a move that would have liked to see happen because it would get United in some money to go out and spend big on another right back in the January winter transfer window. Welcome to United Matters channel. Rokan David is my name. Don't forget to see to it that you subscribe to this channel and you hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this month, because everything is possible with you guys, and the more you subscribe, the more viewers and the more wider we become onto this YouTube platform that is viewed worldwide. Not so, then this is the United channel. It does 100% Manchester United news. Now, Goncalo Ramos has played 2 games at the World Cup. Has started 2 games at the World Cup. He might have come in other games, but he has gone ahead to start 2 games at the World Cup. The one he scored a hat-trick against Switzerland, and the one he was a novice, all a vista. He was like a vista in that game of Morocco, because Morocco were too much compact and they denied him space to act into the box of Morocco. But a story has been brought out by Simon Stone. He's been a guy who is so much close to Manchester United, but he's a football reporter for the BBC, but he's so much inclined to Manchester United, and when he puts out something, you know that he's being fed in by sources from Manchester United. He's telling us that Ten Hag likes fellow Dutch Cody Gakpo and Benfica's 21-year-old frontman Goncalo Ramos. Cody Gakpo, we've said a lot about him before. In the summer, United was in for him. This time round has come to the World Cup, gone ahead to put in very many goals, and I believe there is an update I want to bring you about Cody Gakpo tomorrow morning. As far as Fabrizio Romano is concerned, he has things to say about Cody Gakpo. But let's talk about the 21-year-old frontman Goncalo Ramos. 21-year-old. He's really good. He's really good, and he makes good runs into the final third of the opponent. He makes good off the runs. He's good with ball passing, and finishing is really great. You saw him that game of Switzerland. Grant him that ball into the 18 yards box area of the opponent, he can really hit it with either a single touch or 2 touch. Remember, all strikers in this world that have been deadly, they use a maximum of 2 touches in the box of the opponent. They don't use a 3rd touch. The moment you apply a 3rd touch, then the defender can come in and do the needful and really block you. But the moment you keep it 1 or 2 touches in the box of the opponent, you can go on and score in goals. So Goncalo Alves is really one of those players that Ten Hag is really looking at to come in and replace Ronaldo. Reason being, we are left with 1 striker, although Rashford can come in and get the job done, but you can't rely your season onto those, because Martial can be away for some months, because we are not 100% sure of whether Martial is going to be back to the player he was when he came in at Manchester United. Like, he can play close to 15 games without getting an injury, and the consistency is needed in this business, because this business is all about results. So that's why he's admiring Goncalo Ramos, 21 years of age, fits the profile of Manchester United. He fits what Erik ten Hag wants to be like. He's one of the future, and this is what United has always been doing. We sign the next-ish thing and obviously get it to the level of being top class or world class. That has been the philosophy of United. It's in the DNA. That's why you see the likes of Anthony are here, the likes of Lisandro Martinez are here, Malacia are here. obviously Casemiro and Eriksen, for them, they just came in because of the experience they had. And obviously, United had a demand of such players in their midfield, reason being quality that they behold in their talent is nowhere at Manchester United. If you are asked, do you have any player to United that could fit the profile of Eriksen or Casemiro? The answer is no. Now, Goncalo Alves, coming at Manchester United, 21 years of age, he won't pressurize Erik ten Hag to give him the games of football he wants. He'll use him reservingly. Rotation will be good to see to it that even Martial can get in some resting time. Obviously, they compete for that position because there is no number that is up for grabs for any player. The best player fits into the Erik ten Hag team. I was going to hate to confirm it on very many people. Ronaldo, Cristiano, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Scott McTominay, Sancho. When you don't perform well, he gets you out of the team and gets in a player who is performing well. So Goncalo Alves is one of those players that I believe we should bring in at Manchester United. Obviously, Samuel Lucas has gone ahead to stamp what Simonson has told us about Ten Hag. He's telling us that Ten Hag is believed to be an admirer of Benfica and Portugal forward Goncalo Ramos. These are two correspondents of United that are confirming this, and you never know, United might go in and bring in this player because he's really a very, very, very good player. He plays for Benfica, but they're having the history of selling players expensively. I know Ruben Diaz came in from Benfica, 60 million euros to Man City. Look at Darwin Núñez, came in from Benfica, crossed to Liverpool, 85 million euros. The deal could even amount all total up to 100 million euros. Now, João Felix to Inter Milan, close to 130 million euros. So they're having a record of selling players expensively. This guy went ahead to fire up at the World Cup just in one game. That would have really acted as a pinch or a thorn in our skin as far as getting him is concerned. This boy, 21 years of age, might cost us close to 80 million euros because Benfica are really teams that really sell expensively. You remember when Enzo Fernandez was really being linked to Manchester United and very many other teams, they came out and said he is having a release clause of 100 million euros, and the only way it can cut down or really drop off is when he spends one season at the club. That means in the summer he'll be at least cheaper, but right now you go in for him. They brought him in around September, August. You pay 100 million euros. So you see how this team sells expensively in the winter transfer window, and that is Benfica. Now we've been told by Luke Edwards, he's a northern football writer for the Daily Telegraph, BBC's Football Daily podcasts. He is really a very good man in around football is concerned. He has told us that Manchester United must decide whether to move for Goncalo Ramos in January or risk waiting for bidding war with other top European clubs in the summer. Other top European clubs in the summer. Obviously, there is going to be a very huge surge of centre forwards because very many teams are really looking for centre forwards. Arsenal is looking for one, United is looking for one, Chelsea is looking for one, Man City, I know in the summer are going to be looking for one. Then Real Madrid is looking for one, Barcelona is looking for one, Bayern Munich is looking for one, PSG is looking for one. You get Spurs is looking for one. So close to top 10 teams in world football are looking for centre forwards, and very many are keeping tabs on this lad. Now, it says that if United don't want to go in and risk going or entering a bidding war with other clubs in the summer, they should go in and bring Goncalo Alves in January. I believe United have everything to convince this lad to come to Manchester United. That's it. Even if we don't buy him in January, though we need a striker in January, we can sign him provided we want to go in for him. I believe Ten Hag is one of the tools that has ever happened to Manchester United. These are things that we've been missing out. Remember when Sir Alex Ferguson was here, himself, only himself at United, he was an attraction of the clubs. Whenever he got that phone call to go on and want a player, obviously, the player would want to rush to come to Manchester United. And most of the players wanted had agreed to come to Manchester United, but the problem came in on the money. United wanted to go in and pay money. SCN, Chelsea went in with big money bags. Didier Drogba, Chelsea went in with big money bags. Arjen Robben, he even paid a visit to Carrington. Big money bags from Chelsea. But Ferguson had gone in and done the needful to convince the player to join Manchester United. Look at Rafael Varane. It was Zinedine Zidane who intervened the deal, yet the player had even agreed to come and join Manchester United in 2010. Then there is Obi Mikel, the rich man of Chelsea, way back, the owner, Abramovich, had to travel to Nigeria and meet the parents of John Obi Mikel to tell them that I'm going to give you £20 million for you and then tell your son to come out and play for Chelsea. That's how ugly it was. But no team would beat Sir Alex Ferguson on convincing a player to join Manchester United. The only thing was that United wouldn't want to go on and spend huge all lots of money on these players. That's why they went to other teams, because we couldn't match the amount of money they were giving out. Lastly, Ronaldinho. Ferguson had convinced Ronaldinho from PSG to join Manchester United. PSG wanted £12 million. Obviously, Ferguson said, we are offering you £5 million for the player. Barcelona came in through, paid the amount of money, and the rest was history. So lots of things have been happening in the game of football, and you can come out and get to know that the manager is really so much integral and important at a club, convincing a player to come in through. We've missed very many players when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here. Trust me, if Ten Hag was here, if Ten Hag was the manager of Manchester United in 2019, Haaland would have been a United player. Reason being, he has a track record of improving young players. Look at Jude Bellingham. The next summer of 2020, he would have been a United player, because he knew that this would have been the manager that would have really gone ahead to improve Frankie de Jong and make them world players. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was naive. He had no track record of grooming these players. Very many young players we've missed out on because of having ill managers that are not good at doing their job. Now Ten Hag comes in here and puts his face up front to go on and negotiate deals and convince Goncalo Ramos to come to Manchester United, with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, now the captain of Portugal. Obviously, to me, I believe Ronaldo kicked his last ball for Portugal in the World Cup. He might come up in the Euros, but I believe you saw who held the armband in those two games. It was Bruno Fernandes, the game of Switzerland and the game of Morocco. So the captain of Portugal can easily convince Goncalo Ramos to come to Manchester United. Diego Dallo can also do the needful and convince him to come to Manchester United. I think we're having lots of tools to go on and convince this player to come on and join the club of Manchester United, provided we need him. Whether in the winter transfer window or in the summer transfer window, this player can come on through, depending on how much money United has put on the table to convince this player to join the club and play a very huge role for the club of Manchester United. Then there is a story that we've been tracking Goncalo Alves for a very long time. Even in the summer, United was into the search of this player. So here is the story again. Let me show it to you. United are already tracking Goncalo Ramos' progress closely before the World Cup. Yeah, this is one of the players I heard of us being linked to in the summer. I did this story on this channel. If at all you are a regular on this channel, United Matters channel, you must have watched this video when I was talking about Goncalo Alves to Manchester United being linked. And he's a very good player, good finisher. His holder play is good, presser, press resistant, plays well with his back to goal. And obviously, if at all you put in those chances, he's going to go on and back them in. So in the summer, we are interested in him, but right now, it's another difference altogether. Now, Ten Hag has broken silence on Cody Gakpo to Manchester United. He said, I cannot give comments on specific players. I'll never do that. Players have contracts and I respect, but be sure we are working in the background to get the right players. So, Ten Hag, for him, is confirming to us that obviously Cody Gakpo is a player that we want, because United went in for this player. Cody Gakpo himself has come out on several occasions and hinted that he talked to United and they had agreed everything. Now it was all about United putting the money on the table to sign the player. And I've seen some people coming out and say that he was available for 25 million pounds. That's out. That's a lie. They wanted 50 million euros or 40 million pounds. That was the amount of money that was wanted. Teams like Southampton made a bid of 30 million pounds and it was rejected by PSV. They wanted 40 million pounds or 50 million euros. So the fact is, United had to cough out 40 million pounds, of which that money was not available. Reason being, they had spent a lot on Casemiro and Anthony. An action that has resulted into the Glazers not getting dividends in January since 2015. It had last happened 7 years back. Obviously, the Glazers have put the club on sale, but the manager is telling us that they are working in the background, meaning that they are talking to Cody Gakpo. He wants him, and out of those two, Goncalo Alves and Cody Gakpo, one of those in January is going to be a player for Manchester United. Trust me, he's going to be a player for Manchester United. And Cody Gakpo not going ahead to score in the last two games that they played in the round of 16 and quarterfinals. At least it has powered down all the hype on him that he should be sold expensively. So I believe United should go all in and do the needful and get in a player by the names of Cody Gakpo. According for me, Cody Gakpo all Goncalo Alves, I go Cody Gakpo. I love Cody Gakpo. I've seen him play in very many games of football. Now, let's shift a little bit to this Aaron Bissaka story. We've been told by ex-West Ham employee, he brings you exclusive news from West Ham, that West Ham like Aaron Bissaka of Manchester United and a possible loan move could be explored. I wish it does. I wish it's explored. I'm offering, I believe that United won't like a loan only. It should be a loan with an option to buy. That's what we want. If a team can get us like 20 million pounds from Aaron Bissaka, the board has to accept the 30 million pound loss they made. Reason being, they had a manager who never knew what he was doing. Defensively, Aaron Bissaka is better, but the game of football is all about balancing the two, the offensive and the defensive. In the defensive, Aaron Bissaka is okay, but in the offensive, he's very, very bad, and that's where Ten Hag wants a player most to be so much active. Reason being, most of the games we are going to play under Erik Ten Hag, we are going to be having a lion's share of the possession, meaning that, or implying that, you need to be having players that are really good in the offensive, like you see Dalot doing that job of football. So I believe Aaron Bissaka is one of those players that is wanted out of Manchester United, though he played well in the last game he played against Real Betis, but I believe he has not gotten the confidence of the manager, obviously, of Manchester United, Erik Ten Hag. He wants him out. Even when he was available, fully fit, he opted for a left inverted right back. In the names of Tyrell Malacia, when we are beating West Ham by 2-1, the last game we played on 13th of November, and by the time the league resumes, I believe we would have gotten an optional right back because Dalot is suffering from an injury. It's a hamstring. Let's wait and see whether it's going to keep him out for long or not, but obviously he has played a lot of football and we expected this to happen because of the number of games he played for Manchester United. But Aaron Bissaka, I think if at all he's sold at like 820, even if it's not given out immediately and it's going to be paid out in the summer, at least they will know that some money is going to return in the pockets of United, meaning they'll have to go on and bring in a right back. We are being linked to Max Aarons, there is Frimpong and very many others. So, and there is another that excited me. There is a right back of Croatia that really went ahead to excite me. Let me see. What is his name? What was his name? Croatia. That right back of Croatia excited me a lot. I've been watching him closely in this World Cup and really played a very decent game for me. He excited me a lot. Let me check for his name here. I really want to be exact about him and know how old he is. He's known as Janovic. He plays for Scottish Premier League club Celtic. 27 years of age. I think we should go for this guy. Janovic is a very good guy. Very, 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 very extra talented guy as far as playing that side is concerned. He's having a perfect cross on him. Defensively is okay. He's press resistant. He can play from the back, and obviously he cuts inside sometimes. He narrows the stadium. Every time he builds like they want to cut inside, he can widen it. He has a very good shot on him. His delivery is brilliant, and Janovic is one of those players I believe we should go in for. I think he's one of the right backs that has really showcased his best potential at the World Cup. But I believe buying such a player from Celtic won't take us more than £20 million. That's it. I believe we can get a player from that side. We can get a player from Celtic. So I believe we should go on and sign a player like him. Now, lastly, England was knocked out yesterday. You know that very well. Then Rashford, Harry Maguire have gone ahead to put out their posts of really how they felt when they really got out. Rashford, the last weeks have been a roller coaster of emotions. Each and every one of our team gave everything we had to be ready for what was thrown at us. We got close, but not close enough. I'll make a promise that we will come again. Thank you for the unconditional support. That is Marcus Rashford. Obviously, everyone is saying they'll come again at his age, obviously 25. He will come again. Then Harry Maguire said last night, hurt, absolutely gutted. Special thanks to Gareth and you amazing fans who kept belief in me. I love my country and hope we made you proud. That is what Harry Maguire said. But Harry Maguire really lost out on a lot of things yesterday. He had a sitter of a header. It ended up hitting the outside post. It went outside. He would have scored that goal. Then just a second that he delayed to intervene, the header of Giroud resulted into the winning goal that France scored against England. So I believe Harry Maguire should be coming out and capitalizing on these moments. You get? But he didn't. Lastly, he got a free kick for England on the edge of the United box area, and obviously Rashford took it, and it was just an inch away from going to the back of the net because it kissed the back of the net, meaning that it was not far away from going inside. So that's what they had to say, but they're going to return to Manchester United, I think, soon. So thank you very much for watching in your reactions to Ten Hag. Huge admirer of Gakpo and Ramos. Of the two, who do you want to see at Manchester United? Then Aaron Bissaka to West Ham. Your reactions are welcome. And Rashford and Maguire's message as England was knocked out of the World Cup are welcome in the comment section. But don't forget to subscribe, give this video close to 200 likes, and let's see more love from you guys. I sign out for now. See you later. Kickstart off again tomorrow as we talk Manchester United, Fabrizio Romano's update on Gakpo, and very many other players that we are being linked to. Close to 6-7 stories of Fabrizio Romano hinting on different players that United are looking at. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out.